Dearest gentle readers, I am back with more opinions, and boy oh boy, this is going to be an interesting one. A few weeks ago, I talked about in my previous video of Penelope's potential prospects and the potential of Lord Debling. While I definitely think this season was very much spectacular, and sometimes the pacing was a little bit fast, but I also understand that in the remainder of the few episodes, they have to cover more ground concerning Penelope being Lady Whistledown. However, my biggest and very serious disappointment was with Lord Debling. He was just kind of meh? I don't know. See, the thing is, the way Lord Debling was built in all the blogs, on the Reddit pages, he seemed like a very interesting character. You know, he's vegetarian, he's a naturalist, he cares about animals and spending his time in the gardens, or in fact, it was actually giving me kind of low-key Neville Longbottom from Harry Potter vibes, sort of like herbology, someone who loves to study nature. And I was hoping that he would be someone who's sensitive and sweet and caring and would probably have a lot of empathy and care for people and for human beings. And during the first episode, that's kind of what it felt like. It felt like him and Penelope immediately sort of had an understanding and immediate sexual tension, not to mention that very scandalous line of saying that Penelope could probably make a man buckle or fall to his knees if she really wanted to. And I said, hold up, wait a minute. Now that is a good line. I was excited. I thought this man would probably give her some sort of awakening to how much power she has as a woman. Maybe her sexual prowess. Maybe he'll make her feel desired and wanted. That was what I was hoping for. Only for me to watch the first 4 episodes and he kind of fell short. In fact, I feel more disappointed in how Lord Debling ended than the prince's ending in season 1 when it came to courting Daphne. It kind of just felt like they wanted a way for Colin to infiltrate and give Penelope a sort of love triangle. But the problem was the love triangle between Lord Debling and Penelope wasn't strong enough for us to get invested in the first place. But like I usually do, let me explain. Lord Debling started out with his more alternative personality and alternative interests. And I did like the fact that Cressida and Penelope were kind of low-key fighting for him a little bit and vying for his attention. I thought it was kind of fun to see Cressida and Penelope sort of go at it for something, considering their long history of Cressida bullying her, and for Penelope to win. However, it seemed that the show really didn't want to spend time developing him into a very much likable character. After the first 2 episodes, in which he has interactions with Penelope and, asks her what her interests are, and the fact that he likes her frankness, it sort of seems that the intensity and passion kind of dropped after episode 3. And all his charm and grace and wants for a marriage kind of struck me the wrong way when he said that he wanted a marriage in which he would have a lady of his estate, that he would live extremely far from the rest of society, and that he would be going on long journeys and travels for a long amount of time. Which seems a little bit strange to me because the way he was set at the beginning of the show, it seemed like he would want to have someone who would take interest into alternative things just as he does and have their own interests and probably would, be interested in finding ways to partake in each other's quote unquote alternative interests. But the fact that he just kind of wants a wife to do her own thing and then sort of be in his estate while he goes to wherever he wants, I don't know. It kind of put a sour taste in my mouth. I guess the reason I'm low-key disappointed is because I love characters that are seemingly quote unquote boring or nerdy, aka Neville Longbottom. It's those characters that tend to have a lot more sensitivity and understanding and a lot of empathy, and they end up becoming some of the most likable characters that you root for. And I was really hoping that for Lord Debling. It really seemed that outside of his particular interest in nature and preserving nature, there's not much that was really given to us besides that. It was sort of like, yay, he's vegetarian and loves plants, but besides his family and having issues with his family, it felt like we didn't have enough time and enough episodes to delve into his personality. Coupled with the fact that the show was also focused on many different other couples rather than being extremely focused on Penelope, kind of left more to be desired. And also considering the fact that Colin was very much in his charismatic sexual bag this season, I was hoping that somebody else would come into Penelope's life and make her realize that outside of Colin, she is very much a desirable, fully fleshed woman. So that kind of really fell flat for me, honestly. Which leads me to my other opinion. Lord Debling and Cressida. So, like I said in my previous video, I actually like what the show has done with Cressida a little bit, giving her a lot more personality than someone I just loved to hate in the books. At first, I wondered perhaps Lord Debling would be perfect for Cressida. I mean, considering the fact that she doesn't really have any matches right now, honestly, considering her situation, it could work. I mean, first of all, Penelope is not really in love with Lord Debling, so that makes things so much more easier. But looking at it, Cressida's personality is completely different of that of Lord Debling's. I do agree that he could definitely help her financial situation and also give her a relationship in which she'll have a lot of emotional peace, hopefully, compared to that of what she has in her parents' home. However, the fact that he kind of just wants to be away from his wife and just have a woman at home means that it'll be difficult for him to even establish a relationship that's deep with her in the first place. How could you have a loving and caring relationship if you're halfway across the world or gone wherever half of the time? I feel like Cressida, perhaps at the beginning, if she does get with Lord Debling, would find it interesting, but then eventually also be sincerely bored. I mean, we've already seen how she is already struggling to make friends and feeling lonely, although that is of her own doing, but still. Also, I think the way that Lord Debling was so quick to drop Penelope and not willing to fight for her attention from Colin, just like how Penelope and Cressida fought for his attention, felt so off. Or maybe I just had too many expectations for this character. I don't know. It felt a little bit weird. I don't know. I sort of expected a little bit of back and forth. I do understand the show is clearly trying to move towards the whole Pollen coupling together, and I'm excited to see it because there's a lot to go through. But you can't tell me that a man is dead ass going to propose to you and see a potential threat to that relationship and is just going to say, no, thank you, and run away. Not even try or do anything. Not that he should be toxic or try and force her to love him, but not even have a conversation or find out what this is. Instead, he just drops her in the middle of the ball and then he disappears. It's either A, Lord Debling is just not that great of a person, or B, the show just really dropped the ball on him and just wanted him gone as soon as possible. I truly felt like he was there to give Colin just a little bit of jealousy and to finally make him realize that, well, of course he does love Penelope, but honestly, I would have loved for there to be a little bit of a stronger little tussle between the both of them that could really set Colin absolutely on fire so that he can have a little bit of a fight. I don't know, y'all. Does that make me toxic? I'm not sure. But I mean, it doesn't even have to be a physical fight. I mean, look at how Francesca had her two suitors, and it was subtly pointed out that one of the suitors brought her lemonade and she didn't drink the lemonade, and the other one brought her a gift that actually spoke to her heart. I would have loved to see those kind of moments and those back and forths. I don't know what's gonna happen in the second half. Maybe he'll come back and realize he's made a mistake, or maybe he'll truly end up with Cressida or end up with no one at all. I'm not really sure, but I don't know, y'all. You guys tell me how you feel down in the comments below. Let me know your guys' opinions, thoughts, and feelings, because I have a couple more coming up, but I will see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye.